Every Super Smash Bros. Game has a wide roster of unique fighters to choose from, but in every Smash game, some fighters are better than others. Today we're going to go over who the best fighter in every Super Smash Bros. Game is, from Smash 64 to Smash Ultimate, and also looking over some fighters who have been able to challenge for the title. Starting off with the first entry in the series, the best fighter in Smash 64 is Pikachu. Pikachu boasts a great combo game that is bolstered by strong attacks like his up smash, up air, and thunder to get reliable kills. His throws are also some of the strongest in the game and could combo into his great aerial attacks. But the strongest aspect of Pikachu's moveset is his unpredictable and massive recovery, making KOing him especially difficult. An unexpected element of Pikachu's strength is actually his light weight. While normally light characters are easier to KO, in Smash 64, the opposite was true, as the lighter character was harder to combo at high percents due to the game's unique mechanics. Overall, Pikachu's matchup spread in Smash 64 is unlike any other in the series, having a favorable matchup against all 11 of the other fighters in the game. The most successful Pikachu main in Smash 64 was Isaiah, who was known as the greatest Smash 64 player of all time. However, Isaiah was pretty much a god with every character in Smash 64, so maybe he's not the best example for showing off the strength of Pikachu, but he definitely showed off the character's potential. The only fighter who could challenge Pikachu's dominance in Smash 64 was actually Kirby. This is probably a big surprise to many Smash fans, as in most games, Kirby is consistently one of the worst fighters in the series. But in Smash 64, Kirby was actually a force to be reckoned with, so I guess Kirby fans can at least know that things weren't always so bad for the little guy. Moving on to the most notorious entry in the series, the best fighter in Super Smash Bros. Melee is Fox. To understand why Fox is the best fighter in Melee, you first have to understand Melee itself. Melee is the fastest game in the Smash Bros. Series, with techniques like wave dashing and frame-perfect inputs being littered across the competitive meta. And so, to quote Emperor Lemon, Fox is the fastest character in the fastest Smash game, and so theoretically, his rapid movement should be able to overwhelm any other character in the game. Fox's quick movements and even quicker attacks make him the strongest offensive fighter in Melee. He also has the best attack in the game, the Reflector, aka the Shine, which is both a great combo tool and defensive utility. However, Fox's playstyle relies so much on speed and elusiveness that he requires absolute peak human performance to master, but at the competitive level, many players came close to harnessing the full power of Fox. The best Fox players include Mango, the former GOAT of Melee, Armada, who many consider to be the current GOAT of Melee, along with Leffen. There are 3 characters who I want to mention who challenge Fox's title as the best fighter in the game. First is Falco. Falco is a semi-clone of Fox, aka a fighter who borrows many of the same mechanics with a few notable differences. He's similar enough to Fox to where most mains of one of the 2 characters can use the other in situations where their differences come in handy, such as in specific matchups. In fact, Mango himself was actually a Falco main while also being one of the best Fox players in the world. However, it is pretty much agreed upon in the Melee community that Falco's differences make him a slightly worse fighter, but still a firm second place. Next is Marth. As the premier Fire Emblem character in the series, Marth's main gimmick is that, while most of his attacks are pretty average, hitting the opponent with just the tip of his sword does increase damage. Now, if you know anything about competitive Melee, it's that one of the most important concepts for players to master is how to precisely space out their attacks, which is why techniques like wave dashing are so common. This means at the competitive level, many Marth players can space so well that they are able to hit with just the tip of his sword every time, making Marth one of the strongest characters in the game. Marth also has a busted grab range that caused many people to believe he was not only the first Fire Emblem character in the series, but also the first ARMS character. The final fighter I want to talk about in Melee is one that many people despise. Of course, I'm talking about Jigglypuff. If Fox is the strongest offensive character, then Jigglypuff is the strongest defensive character. While Jigglypuff isn't the strongest overall fighter in the game, what makes her stand out is that she requires less technical skill to use at a higher level than her contemporaries, due to her excellent air mobility allowing her to control the battle without relying on techniques like wave dashing. She also has 2 extremely powerful attacks in back air and rest, so when you put a fighter like this in the hands of someone like Hungrybox, you create one of the most dominant forces the game has ever seen. Moving on to the 3rd game in the series, the best fighter in Super Smash Bros. Brawl is Meta Knight. Meta Knight is one of the most infamous characters in fighting game history due to his sheer dominance over Brawl. He was so blatantly overpowered that he was the first character to be straight up banned from some tournaments. So what made him so good? Well, pretty much everything. For starters, his attacks were very fast and strong, with large hitboxes that made engaging the opponent very easy. He also had attacks that combined both kill power and great frame data, such as his down smash, up air, down air, and his up and neutral specials. Speaking of air game, Meta Knight had a total of not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 recovery moves, and he had 5 jumps and could glide, allowing him to come back from basically the farthest reaches of the blast zone. He was without a doubt the hardest character to get early KOs on. His proficiency in the air also allowed him to bypass one of Brawl's most hated mechanics, tripping. As he could stay in the air longer than most other fighters, he had a lower risk of randomly tripping and being open for punishment. Combine all these standouts with an excellent combo game, and you have a character that, fittingly, defined the meta of Brawl. The Brawl tier list could probably just be renamed to the How Good is a Character Against Meta Knight list. The best Meta Knight players in the world include Mewtwo King, who is considered the GOAT of Brawl, and Nairo, the only player who could be considered over Mewtwo King. The only other fighter in Brawl worth talking about are the Ice Climbers. The infinite combo known as Wobbling in Melee made a spiritual return in Brawl in the form of a chain grab on certain characters. While many fighters in Brawl had chain grabs, what made the Ice Climber special is that they could reliably chain grab Meta Knight, effectively being one of the only fighters who could stand up to the tyrant of Brawl. However, when being a good pick against a fighter alone is what makes you good, it's pretty fair to say that the other fighter is probably the best in the game. Now onto Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS, the best fighter in Smash 4 is Bayonetta. When Bayonetta was added as the final DLC fighter, she instantly became the Meta Knight of Smash 4. Her special attacks allowed her to combo other fighters to death off of a single hit, zipping across the air all the way into the blast zone at disgustingly low percents. Her counterattack, Witch Time, would leave her opponents open for devastating punishment for multiple seconds, making even attacking her extremely treacherous. She was so overpowered that the Smash dev team released an entire balance patch for the sole purpose of hitting her with one of the harshest nerfs in series history, which, at first, appeared to be the end of the fighter. But top-level players continued to play her, and she proved to still be the best character in the game. In fact, many Smash players believe it would have been better if Bayonetta had never gotten nerfed, and was instead left as a broken and overpowered character that could be banned from tournaments. But because she was balanced, she was allowed to wreak havoc on the competitive scene. And wreak havoc she did indeed. Her moveset is built around her heavy combos that can take opponents on a destructive ride through the air. Combining this with her fast speed and powerful smash attacks made her overall nearly impossible to fight against. The best Bayonetta players in Smash 4 include Tweak, Salem, and Abadango, along with MKLeo, who used the character as one of his many secondaries. Unlike Fox and Meta Knight, Bayonetta actually shared the top tier of Smash 4 with two other fighters, Cloud and Diddy Kong. Cloud's down special would charge a limit meter, which would power up his special attacks. The only problem was it lasted forever, giving this sword fighter insane kill power for a small amount of effort. While MKLeo was an excellent Bayonetta player, it was Cloud that made him one of the best in the world. You may have noticed that Bayonetta is the first fighter in this video who wasn't played by their game's best player. That honor went to Diddy Kong, the fighter of choice for the undisputed greatest Smash 4 player of all time, Zero. From 2014 to 2015, Zero won an unparalleled 56 tournaments in a row, and he used Diddy Kong for every single one of them. One more fighter that I want to highlight is actually one who was almost never allowed to be played competitively, Mii Brawler. In Smash 4, Mii fighters carried the attributes of the Miis used to make them. A shorter Mii fighter would be faster, lighter, and weaker, while a taller Mii fighter would be slower, heavier, and stronger. This sounds balanced on paper, but in practice it led to one of the most broken fighters in series history. A short Mii Brawler would be extremely fast and have tiny hurt boxes, while still having comparable kill power to a fighter like Mario, who himself was a very strong character. Combined with Smash 4's custom moves led to an absolutely chaotic fighter. Thankfully, these monstrosities pretty much never hit the competitive scene, as Smash 4's ban on character customization made all three Mii fighters obsolete. Finally, we move on to the most recent game in the Smash Bros. Series. The best fighter in Smash Ultimate is undecided. Smash Ultimate's competitive meta is still evolving as new characters are added and new balance patches are released. We really can't judge who the best fighter in the game will be until the game has finished its course. All of the other games I talked about in this video had their best fighter decided after the game's meta had time to fully develop. The best character in Smash Ultimate might be one who has yet to receive a game-changing buff, or possibly one who hasn't even been added yet. 2 years from now, Little Mac might be the best fighter in the game. Or hell, it could be someone like Sora, or Travis Touchdown, or Geno. Anything is possible. But I will try to answer the question as best as I can given the current state of Smash Ultimate's meta. Currently, the top tier of Smash Ultimate consists of fighters such as Palutena, Peach, Daisy, Pikachu, Wario, Inkling, Pokemon Trainer, Fox, Joker, Snake, Lucina, Zero Suit Samus, and Olimar. Along with these top tiers include rising stars like Falco, Mario, Mr. Game & Watch, Shulk, Greninja, Roy, Wolf, Marth, and Rob. But if you're asking me, the best fighter in Smash Ultimate is Joker. My biggest reason obviously being that Joker is the main of Smash Ultimate's best player, MKLeo. However, I'll admit that this reason is not definitive. When Joker was first added as DLC Fighter 1, many people claimed he was overpowered and accused MKLeo of being carried by the fighter. But after many balance patches, some people today believe the opposite and say that Joker is overrated and that his top tier status is carried by MKLeo. But no matter what you believe, no fighter in Smash Ultimate has had more competitive success than Joker. And as long as MKLeo continues to be a top player, it's unlikely that'll change anytime soon.
Aside from Joker, however, other contenders for the best fighter in the game would probably include Pikachu, Peach, and Palutena, who have each had similar competitive success in the hands of similarly great players, but none quite on the level of Joker just yet. But again, we'll just have to wait and see. Smash Ultimate is by far the most balanced game in the series. There is not and there has never been a clear number 1 fighter like every other entry in the series. But remember, Bayonetta was the last fighter added in Smash 4. So let's recap. The best fighter in Smash 64 is Pikachu, the best fighter in Melee is Fox, the best fighter in Brawl is Meta Knight, the best fighter in Smash 4 is Bayonetta, and the best fighter in Smash Ultimate is undecided, but in my opinion, it's Joker. Well, that's all for today's video. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. I'd especially like to hear who you think the best fighter in Smash Ultimate is. Also remember to like the video if you enjoyed and subscribe to my YouTube channel. My name has been Purple Circle Man, and I'll see you in the next video.